Hey y'all. So I have been avoiding this video or live stream or whatever. I have been avoiding it all day. Simply because we're in a retrograde and it fucks with communication, and I don't want nobody to take this the wrong way, although I really don't care. But you know, I waited so long to come on live. Hopefully that everybody will be going to sleep and y'all could just catch it on the replay, you know. But regardless of what, I got a message for y'all, and I'm gonna deliver like I always do. I got ashes everywhere. But regardless of what, how is this new moon energy treating y'all? I know we're still in retrograde with Saturn and Mercury and Pluto, and it has been a lot emotionally for everybody. Can I agree? Can y'all agree? It's been a lot. So today, this week has actually been good for me. Last 2 weeks, straight hell. But this week, I got myself together. I got my mind together. I've been deep in nature. I've been grounding. I've been centering, and you know, I've been getting my life together because I had to remember in the couple weeks that I've been, you know, in a little funk or whatever. Ooh. The couple weeks that I was in my little funk or whatever, I had to realize that I'm still a creator. And by creator, that goes for content, that goes for products, and my services. Like, I'm still a creator. I still have to use my hands. And if you know me, you've been following me for however long, you know that I do not work when I am not my best. So having products, you know, people still buying products on the website, and me having to create stuff, I'm like, girl, you got to get it together, because I can't create anything when I'm not the best version of myself. So I had to stop being selfish and try to get my mind, my body, my spirit back on one accord. But anywho, as you can see, the title of this video is "Why Can't I Get Over My Ex?" Why can't I get over my ex? And I did pull cards. I was pulling them as I was getting ready to start going live, but I got the Temperance card, the Hangman in reverse, and the Four of Cups. So I'm gonna just leave this or sit this here while I break down the meaning of this message, or what I'm trying to deliver, so that it can reach whoever it needs to reach, and that they can use this information the way Spirit intends them to use it. Why can't I get over my ex? First and foremost, this message is not for me. This message is not for me. This is the message for, I don't know who, but it's somebody on my timeline. It's somebody who's watching. It's somebody who needs to hear it. But why can't you get over your ex? And I'm not gonna say it's not me. It's not me, because it is me. And it's not for me in a sense of can't get over or whatever. But you know, let me just, I'm trying to be very careful on how I say this, y'all. be careful how I deliver this message, because it's not just for me. I'm not gonna say it's not for me, but it's not just for me. It is for the collective. So why can't I, me, you, us get over our exes? Well, what I mean by that, by getting over your ex. So, you know when you break up with somebody, right? Y'all break up. Whether it was, a toxic relationship, or y'all just wasn't meant for each other, or, wrong, right person, wrong timing. It's a lot of reasons why you break up with somebody, right? So, I'm gonna use my own self as an example to say this. So I have two exes, and I'm just using these two as an example. Both were very toxic relationships, but one was actually more fun than the other, I should say. One of them was like blatantly like just toxic from the jump, but I stayed in it just because it was fun. Like, it was spontaneous, we had fun. He introduced me to a lot of stuff, he put me on to some money, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was a fun relationship, but it was very toxic from the jump. Like, he was very narcissistic, he was very misogynistic, he was very selfish. He had a lot of mental, I don't want to say disorder, because my sister said I need to stop. My sister said I need to stop saying that or diagnosing people, but, something was wrong up top. He was a little dense, like, I don't know what it was, but he had some demons and a lot of things that I noticed as an intuitive. That I noticed while I was dealing with him. The other ex, on the other hand, was Lightning. Why is it kibble under my table? The other ex, it wasn't really. It was toxic because it was, I wouldn't consider it toxic. It was just draining, which I guess is a form of being not healthy. So whatever, but it was just draining. It was really one-sided. It was me giving and not receiving anything. And that's the one relationship that I can say I didn't see the purpose of it. I still haven't found the purpose of it. Because most of my exes, well, all of them except for this one, I can kind of say that, I saw their value. I saw whether it was a good or bad relationship. I saw the value. I saw their purpose was, it was discovered. I saw what their purpose was in that season. But this one ex, I still to this day have no idea what his purpose served when we were together. Why it lasted as long as it did, I just don't know. So comparing those two relationships, I don't know what I heard, who I was listening to, what happened. I was listening to a lot of podcasts today, but I don't know who I was listening to, but something triggered the one that wasn't clear to me, the ex that wasn't clear to me. Something triggered that. And what it was I think it was because I was doing like a lot of releasing exercises today when I was grounding and stuff. It is a new moon. If y'all haven't done any releasing, it's also an eclipse. So releasing, and that's why I was kind of forced to make this video, because we are in a time where we need to be releasing, and I mean like permanently releasing stuff that's going to be permanent, like lifelong, releasing things. And I say releasing like the the ritual, whatever that I did today. You know, I was releasing some personal things, not necessarily people, but just releasing some things that don't serve me no more. Things that can't follow me, or that I can't take with me where I'm going, and things that are hindering me as to why I haven't gotten where I'm supposed to be going. So I was doing a lot of releasing, doing a lot of reflecting, a lot of self-awareness, and I found myself like looking at my past relationships, like reflecting on my past relationships, and I was just like, why is it that I still care about this person? Or why is it that, you know, to this day, if he calls, I'll probably answer, and vice versa. And like, not most of the time, but you know, not all the time, but most of the time, yeah, like it's not a hatred there when I feel like there should be. And actually, the last time that I talked to him, I was kind of like getting through that. Like, I'm still trying to figure out what the fuck was your purpose of, like, what are we here for? Because I'm telling myself, once I figure out what was the lesson that was supposed to be learned in this relationship, I can let it go and I can leave you alone for real. Like, we can go our separate ways. The message that I got between that, and this is crazy, but from the cards that I pulled, because I got temperance the last time we went on live. I've been getting a lot of temperance, a lot of balance, a lot of harmony. I've actually gotten 2 readings today, and they all had temperance in them. But anyway, back to the story. So as I'm doing my releasing, as I'm meditating, as I'm, you know, trying to get to the root of whatever this connection is, I don't know, everybody don't look at soulmates the same way. So I noticed that on my journey. So a lot of people feel like soulmates are your lifelong partner and who you're supposed to be with forever and all this other shit. That's not what a soulmate is. A soulmate is literally someone that you were with in a past life. I tell people to look at it like this. This is one lifetime, right? The life that we're in right now, this is one lifetime. So just think of how many people you dated this year, like just in this lifetime, from high school on up until adulthood, how many people you've dated. Those are all soulmates. If you were when you go into the next life or whatever, or even in the past life, 9 times out of 10, you're not meeting new people every lifetime. You're recycling the same people. There are no new souls. They're just new bodies, but there are no new souls. So a soulmate is literally somebody that you've experienced in another lifetime that you're experiencing in this time. They don't necessarily have anything to do with it don't have nothing to do with, you know, a lifelong anything. Like, nothing is permanent. Nobody belongs to you. If you want to go into detail of like the twin flame, that would be completely different. But I'm not an expert on that either. But from my understanding and my research, a twin flame is more so of the permanent type of person. And even with that, nothing is permanent. Like, you have a twin flame, and your twin flame is just literally a reflection of you. You can have these mates and soulmates and stuff like that. Those come in the form of your own your friends. Like, those are soulmates too. Like, it doesn't necessarily always have to be an intimate relationship. That's all I'm trying to say. So I know with this person that he is one of my soulmates, and it's just off of the energy. It's just off of I don't want to say chemistry or, you know, history or anything like that, because it's deeper than that. It's deeper than, it's more like of and it's not even an attraction. That's what's crazy. It's not, I can't even explain on my side. I don't know how he feel, but on my side, it's not an attraction because again, but it's more so of a connection that I can't explain, that I, my bad, y'all. My Wi-Fi is tripping. Hey, Lasia. Why I just see your text as soon as you said that? Because I flipped my thing down. I didn't read it. I didn't open it. So I don't know what you said, but I did see you text me. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, it's some type of, I know it's a type of connection that we are somewhat, you know, soulmates, or we've connected in another life. I know that for a fact. So the whole point of my Wi-Fi is really tripping. The whole point of my exercise today, I believe, is stop fucking up my vibe spectrum. Okay, so back to what I was saying. I know that there's some type of deeper connection that we have. I was just trying to find the root of it so that I can let it go, release it, and you know, carry on. Because I was thinking, you know, this can be toxic. This can I don't see no value in it. That's really what it is. I don't see any value in us still, not us necessarily still being cool, but I don't see any value of us still having this type of connection with each other. I don't see any value in it. So, because he still is, you know, the same person like that he was when we dated, and I still don't want that. Like, I don't like that type of energy or whatever. So I found myself, like, not necessarily fighting myself, but, you know, just trying to get to the root of it on a deeper level. Like, is it something that I'm doing, or, you know, something that I haven't healed from, that he, you know, because I feel like our relationship in general was like a trauma bond. So I'm trying to, you know, I was trying to just go to the deeper root of everything. Like, you know, what's really going on? What's really why, I still answer the phone or whatever. Like, what is the real case? So I'm like, you know, doing my diving, my deep diving, and going in, and the message that I received was, you're not supposed to. You're not supposed to. You're not supposed to, you're not supposed to forget about him. You're not supposed to, you know, try to block him out. You're not supposed to dislike him, or try to put an understanding between it, understanding to it. You're just not supposed to. the reason why most of us can't quote unquote get over our exes is because we're trying to push them out forcefully. We're trying to avoid them. We're trying to block them out of our hearts. When in reality, the fact is, we don't supposed to do that. So say you were married, you have an ex-husband, or not even married and have an ex-husband, you have children by someone, or whatever the case is. If you dated someone, if you were attached to someone in any way, especially for a long time, that means you went through a phase of your life with that person. If I dated someone for 2 years, that means not only was I with them for 2 years, but that's still 2 years of my life where I still lived. So during that time, what was I doing other than dating them? You know, like, what other life events, what other milestones did I go through? What was I healing from? What was I being traumatized into? Like, what was going on? You have to look at that too. Not just the time that you were dealing with them. Because when you block out your time that you were dealing with them and say, I don't want to remember them, I don't want to be attached to them, you're also blocking out that time in your life, and then you're missing out on what happened during that time. So say I dated someone in college or whatever. If I'm dating them in college and I'm just like, oh, I don't want to remember this or whatever, I don't want to remember this time in my life. That time in your life includes the college friends that you had, the time that the friends that you were hanging out with, the good times, the trips that you took during that time. Everything wasn't bad just because you were dating them, or I'm pretty sure if you were with them for a certain amount of time, your relationship wasn't all bad. So instead of trying to block out that person, or a lot of us do that, like we cancel out and say, we just put a wall up. And we just say, I'm not dealing with them anymore. I don't want to feel them anymore. I don't want to talk to them anymore. And then it's just that they call you, or just say you haven't talked in years. Say you haven't talked in years, and you just run into them at the store. And then, like, every emotion, mind you, you got over them. You were over them because you haven't seen them in years. You haven't talked to them. But all you really did was just put them at the back of your head, and out of sight, out of mind. That's all you really did. But you never got over them because it's impossible. If you ever truly love someone, or ever experience someone on a long term or an emotional level, there's no way that you can just cancel them out. And trust me, like, my block game is strong. Like, my cutoff game is strong. I can easily let a nigga go and don't hear nothing else from him and be cool. Not to say that this situation is different, because I treated him the same way I do anybody else as far as when I'm letting go of them. But the difference is when you try to avoid all of that, when you try to suppress all of those emotions that you feel for someone, you end up suppressing the good out of that too. You end up suppressing the joy that you felt when you dated them, the love that you felt that you dated them. And I know some of y'all might say, like, well, I didn't feel like that, they were toxic. Then that says more about you. Why were you with somebody that you didn't even feel loved you at all? Why were you with somebody that you didn't get any excitement from at all? Like, you didn't get any type of, not to say that it had to be all there, because even people who get, are, a domestic abuse and all the other stuff, like, they still say, even if it's not really love, they still say that they feel love in some way, the reason why they stay. or they feel like, you know, they take care of this, or whatever the case is. Like, it could go deep, but whatever the case is, it's a reason why you stay as long as you do, right? Right? Right. So what you don't want to do is try to avoid that. You don't want to Spectrum about to piss me off. You don't want to try to avoid that emotion. You don't want to avoid that emotion. You don't want to avoid it because you miss out on the things that person, that gift in whatever season that was. If that makes sense. You miss out on whatever blessing that was, whatever gift that was in that moment in time. You just miss out on it when you try to avoid people and be like, oh, well, they hurt me, fuck them, I don't want nothing to do with them, I don't want to feel nothing toward them, I don't want to love them, I don't want to like them, I don't want to forgive them. We all know that forgiving is not for them, for that person, it's for you. I'm a strong believer that you can forgive people and you do not have to fuck with them to forgive them. But to forgive is to release that. To forgive is to be aware and to be understanding. To say, I forgive you for that because of what you had going on. It didn't have nothing to do with me. It wasn't that I did anything wrong, and I know I didn't do anything wrong, but I forgive you because that's where you are in your life. And I hope you grow past that. I hope you become a better person so that you don't do that to somebody else. But it's not to just release that. It's not just to, and that's how you release that. But it's not just to release it, but it's for your own healing. So when you can't get over, or you feel like you can't get over an ex, it's because you're releasing it wrong. You're not supposed to release it. You're supposed to embrace it and move forward. Just like when I hear a lot of people be like, oh, you shouldn't be friends with your ex and you shouldn't be cool with your ex. And I'm like, why? If you can't be mature enough to be cool with somebody that you spent a chunk of your life with, no matter if it was 6 months or 6 years, if I spent time with you, if you got next to me on an intimate level, there's no way that I can hate you. Because at whatever stage I was in my life, I needed you there. You served a purpose there. The universe brought us together for a reason. So I can't say that I hate you. I can't say that that you didn't serve some purpose in my life for the time that you served it. Just because we're not together no more, just because we're not on that level no more, and you can't be next to me on that level no more, don't mean that I don't still care about your well-being. Don't mean that I don't want to see you do good things, no matter what you did to me. No matter what you did to me. Why? Because I forgive you for whatever you did to me. That was you. That was something that you had to work on. And I'm even putting my own self in that category. I'm pretty sure some niggas thought I wasn't shit to them. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure some niggas think that I hurt, or say that I hurt them, or that I didn't treat them well. Whoever they are. But, you know, I don't got an ex that I can't get back. I can say that. So I wasn't the problem. But, you know, I don't want to say like you should be kikiing with your, it's all about boundaries. Let's be clear. It's all about boundaries. So say you both have moved on, or you think that you both moved on, but when you're around each other, you still feel this feeling of whatever this feeling is, and you don't want to be around each other because maybe both of you are now in new relationships. So, okay, we can't be together or be around each other because I'm going to feel like this towards you, and I feel like this is disrespectful to my partner. So I'm not going to be around you because I feel like this. And I'm just like, Okay, that's cool. You respect that. You set those type of boundaries. That's okay. That's healthy. But you also need to address that. You also need to be able to sit in a room and it not be, I don't know why people feel like everything has to be sexual. I know that I give off a certain energy when I'm around. When people are around me, I give off a certain energy. Especially if you dealt with me before, like if we were intimate before. I know I give off a certain energy. So of course you're going to want that. But to be an adult and to still be friends and to still not savage or destroy a perfectly good connection or friendship, to get past that, what you have to do is be an adult to say, yeah, I feel like this when I'm around you, but what is really this feeling? What is really this feeling? Because I be telling all of them niggas like, nigga, you don't miss me. You you miss this ass. That's what the fuck you miss. You don't miss me. I know you don't miss me. Let me stop being fat. I know you don't miss me. And they be like, no, it's more than that. I mean, I miss that too, but it is more than that. It's more than that. No, it's not. And I had to realize that it is more than that to them. It is more than that. But that's just the only way they know how to express whatever that is. It's sex. That's the only way they know how to express it. But I'm more than sure that they do feel something more than, I'm just a piece of ass, because I know I gave you more than that. So I know I felt you feel that, but that's the only way that they know how to express it. And females too. It's not just guys. It's mainly guys, because guys think what they did, but it's mainly them. But females do the same thing. Like, your ex call you or whatever, and you don't have no type of dick discipline. You just like, oh, as soon as he called me, I'm just ready to throw it back. Like, you can feel how you feel about people without having to have sex. I need y'all to please understand that. Like, sex is not the only way to confront emotions that you feel toward the opposite sex, y'all. It's just not. It's not. And a lot of y'all fuck up good relationships, good long-term relationships, by even having sex in the first place. A lot of y'all won't never supposed to have sex with whoever you had sex with in the first place, even if it didn't even go to a relationship. A lot of y'all wasn't even supposed to be on that level with them. But the only way that you know how to address the emotion that you feel for the opposite sex is to have sex with them. Not saying that anything is wrong with that, because sex is natural. It's part of our our making. Like, that's what we're supposed to do. But it's a way around it. It's a way around it. You're not supposed to just be out here giving everybody your body unless you know what you're doing. And when I say know what you're doing, like, there are beings, there are people who are here to embrace that type of energy. It could be a good thing, it could be a bad thing, but unless you know what you're doing, I'd advise you not to play those type of games. Because y'all don't understand the power of sexual energy. Y'all just don't. And I want y'all to understand that. I want y'all to, for women especially, I want you to, I really do not know why my internet is not working. And it's making me mad. Shit, I can't reach it. I want y'all to, for women, I want you to click the link in the bio. Go download my free ebook. It is free, and it's called Secrets to a Goddess Pussy. Every woman should be reading that. If you got any type of, if you feel like you got soul ties and all this other shit, because y'all really don't be having no soul ties. Like, let me just be real. Y'all really do not be having no soul ties. Y'all just do not know how to release. You don't know how to release. You don't know how to you don't know how to set boundaries for yourself. You don't know how to you don't know how to put people in categories, because everybody is not supposed to meet you on the same level. Every guy that you meet, whether you're attracted to them or not, every guy that you meet is not supposed to be your boyfriend, and vice versa. Everything that I'm saying is vice versa, but I'm just gonna say in general because I'm a woman. But every guy that you meet, is not supposed to be your man. And a lot of y'all get mad at these men or fall out with these men and stop dealing with these men. And it's definitely trust me, I'm saying this is both ways, because it happens more often with guys than it does females. Why? Because females, we want relationships more. Some of y'all, because I don't, but a lot of women want relationships more so than guys do. But guys do it more. I say guys do it more because guys want sex more, and you're more likely to have sex than you are likely to be in a relationship. I'm pretty sure y'all got way more bodies than y'all got relationship counts. So guys do it way more. They fuck up relationships that they were supposed to be friends with by trying to have sex so early. And women fuck up relationships trying to be in a relationship or giving up the ass in the first place because they want a relationship, or they want to be long-term or exclusive with you or only to you. Like, I feel like, me personally, I feel like monogamy isn't natural. I don't think that. But I also feel like we're not supposed to be experiencing multiple people at one time, if that makes sense. Like, I don't want to get married. I don't see me being, and I don't want to use the word tied down because I just feel like that's just so extra to say, but I don't see me wanting to be with one person or being restrained to one person and one person only for the rest of my life. Because that's a long ass time. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just a long time. If it happens, it happens. But I just don't see me wanting that or striving to that. Like, I feel like we're all here to experience each other. And being that I'm not like a possessive lover, I feel like I can experience you, whether it's for 5 years or 10 years or whatever. We can, have a family together, whatever the case is. But at any time, if you feel like, you want to do other things, if I feel like I want to do other things, I don't feel like a piece of paper should tell us that we can't, or we have to go through the whole process of the divorce to say that we don't want to be together no more. I just don't feel like that's natural. I feel like we're just supposed to be committed to one. If you want to be committed to that one person, we should be adult enough to be committed to each other without having to do all that extra paperwork. We shouldn't have to do all of that. We should be grown enough to say, I love you, you love me, let's enjoy each other while we have the time. Because if you look at it from this aspect, just look at widows. Your partner died. You can't help that. But you got into another marriage. After that, you met someone just as fabulous. They're not the same person, but you met someone just as amazing, someone who loves you just as much after they died. Same thing for a divorce. If you did divorce and you go into a new relationship after a divorce, they love you just as much. You feel the same and much. Like, the paperwork is just unnecessary to me. It's just unnecessary to me. I feel like we can be together, we can enjoy each other as long as we possibly can, and it does not have to be toxic for us to go our separate ways. We can still have just as much love for each other and just not be for each other anymore. Like, we can just outgrow each other and it's time to move on, and it shouldn't be any stipulations on that. Because your heart is going to want what your heart wants. If I come across somebody else that I just so happen to love, or somebody that, you know, sparks my interest for whatever other reason, I feel like I should be open to exploring that without judgment, without having to separate my assets and all that other extra shit. Like, I don't feel like that's necessary. So, yeah, that's where I'm at on that. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I just feel like in this time, people love way too aggressive. People feel like they own people. Like, you don't own nobody. We all are free spirits, free souls to go out and do whatever the fuck we want to do. That goes for your children. You don't get a say in how they turn out. You can help them. Your job is to nourish them and make sure their basic necessities are met so that they can be the best person that they can be as an adult, as a functioning human in the society once they become adults. But you don't get a say as to whether they want to practice the same religions that you want to practice. You don't get a say if they want to wear their hair a certain way. You don't get a say who they date and who they don't date. If they want to convert to a different religion or date outside their race or whatever, like, you don't get to control that, because you don't own people. When you're married to somebody, like, yes, that person made a vow to be with you and be faithful to you, to be loyal to you, but it's funny how y'all only feel like the vows have been broken when somebody cheats. That's not the only vow that can be broken. You also said that you was going to take care of them in sickness and in health. You also said that you was going to provide. You also said that you was going to love them unconditionally. And a lot of that be dead way before the cheating start. But ain't nobody flagging that. Ain't nobody confronting that, talking about that. So, I don't know. I don't know shit. But that's just my take on it. Like, I think y'all love way too possessively. And it really don't be love. That's not love. That's not what love is at all. That is not what love is at all. That is obsession. That is addiction. That is not love. For someone to, just like people be like, if you take the sex out of a relationship, you'll see how much, that one person or the other person don't contribute to the relationship, or how unhappy you really are in a relationship once you take sex out of it. And that's just because a lot of y'all be addicted to sex. A lot of y'all be addicted to sex. A lot of y'all be addicted to people and to people's energy. You be addicted to all of that, but you don't want to do the real work. You don't want to actually love this person unconditionally. It's only real love when they're taking care of your needs. Which goes back to y'all loving possessively, because y'all don't ask. I know for a lot of women, we try to be y'all therapists and, y'all nurturers and, helping y'all heal y'all demons and shit. Like, that's just what we do naturally. I know that I used to do that a lot because, I'm a natural healer. So I automatically attract people that are broken. So, I know that women, that we do that often, but at the same time, getting past that, so say you're not even dating somebody or trying to be with somebody who's broken, or you're trying to heal them or fix them or whatever, if they're not giving you what you need in a relationship, or if they are giving it to you, like, if they're not giving that to you, at what point do you say, this is not what I need, or this is not what's best for me. What do they have to do? And same thing for the guys. I don't really know from a guy's perspective how this fits in, but at what point do you say, this is not healthy, you are not the person for me, you know, I will still love you, I still like you? Because I want everybody to normalize letting go of relationships before it gets to a point where you're saying, I hate them, I never want to be with them again, I never want to be around them, I'm triggered when I hear their name. I don't think that it's healthy for you to ever get to that point in a relationship, because I know for women, it takes a lot for us to just like it takes a lot for us to just like give up and go. Like, when we finally get ready to leave, and I guess this could be used in both ways, because it depends on who you are in my situation. If I really truly care about you, I'm gonna try to go past not necessarily the red flags, but things that I see that are an issue. I'm gonna address them, and I'm gonna try to work past them up until I see that either you're incapable of doing it or you just don't want to. And then I'm out. Like, I don't give a million chances. Excuse me. I don't give a million chances. I don't repeat myself too often. If I see something that I don't like, I address it. You got one more time to do it, but I'm not going to address it that next time that you do it, but I'm a peep that you did it again, and then that third time I'm out. That's just how I move, and I don't give no explanation for that, and I don't have to, because why? I addressed it in the beginning. I make sure that you hear me. I make sure that you understand me in the beginning when I have that first initial conversation that this do not serve me. I do not like this. I feel like this is not going to work if this is how you are. And if you give me the okay that you understand that, and that you don't, that you'll work on that, or you're trying not to do that, that next time that you do it, I'm like, all right. All right, you allowed one slip up, because the first time it wasn't really a slip up. That was just, I'm addressing the issue, but I've addressed it. I'm not gonna keep repeating myself, especially to nobody who consider themselves grown. I'm just not. So I want to know, at what point do y'all feel like, or why do y'all feel like you should stay in relationships? You should stay in relationships until you actually hate that person. Like, I can't. I'm going to leave before I end up having to hate you. I'm going to block you out. And I've ghosted a lot of guys. Just because I don't want to hear you talk. I don't want to, let's just talk about it. I'm on my way. Let's just talk about it. Because we all know what that's code for. We all know what that's code for, and I don't want to talk about it at this point. But y'all like that toxic shit, and I don't understand. I don't understand why at this day and age y'all still glorify being in toxic relationships and being toxic to the opposite sex or whatever. Being toxic in a relationship, you being a toxic person, or loving the toxic out of another person. Like, I don't understand how y'all still glorify that in this day and age, with so many people dying from domestic violence, so many people dying and having children and being single parents, and all this other toxic shit that's causing, and I'm only speaking for my community. It's too much of that going on for us to still be glorifying that type of lifestyle and be glorifying that type of energy. It's just too much. It's too much. It's too much. And it's killing us, because your children see that. Your children see that. They see that you the type of as mothers, your children see the type of guys that you allow, the type of guys that you're tolerating. They see that, son or daughter, it don't really matter. They see it, and they're processing that as younger kids as normal. They're processing that as, this is okay. This is how my relationship should go. This is how adults in adult relationships work. This is how they're processing that. Therefore, causing the ripple effect of generational curses of the exact same toxic behaviors when they get older, or not knowing how to communicate, or not knowing how to express themselves, especially for men, because we're teaching our little boys that, you know, they can't cry, they have to be tough, and men don't do this. How would you know? How would you know when most of y'all don't even have your own fathers around? How would you know how a man is supposed to do something? I don't know who told y'all this, but being a hard ass nigga is more feminine than it is masculine. Is more feminine than it is masculine. Masculinity is giving. Masculinity is a giving spirit. It's a providing spirit. It's strength. And there's strength and vulnerability. Being hard all the time is very, very feminine energy. Being defensive and all the other shit, like that's not, it's no balance in that. It's not attractive. It's not attractive at all. But you have women who don't know what a healthy relationship looks like, who feel like this is okay, and they're the ones who glorifying that shit. A sign for what, Danny? You can't get over your ex? Or you just heard you heard something that you needed to hear? Either way, I'm glad that it resonates, because it took me forever to come on live. I was like, maybe I ain't gonna get that many people come on if I come on late. But yeah, it's not okay. I'm sick of it. I'm tired of seeing it. And I'm in a place now that you can't be around me as a man and think that that's okay. Even as a friend, like, you can't be around me and not be in tune with your feminine energy. You can't do that, because it's toxic to be any other way. Like, I'm a whole esthetician. Guys telling me that they don't get pedicures and it's gay to get a manicure and all the other stuff that makes you soft. That is a turnoff. It's a turnoff to me, because I don't care how hard you work. If this is what your this is your money maker, your hands. If these are your money maker, if this is what's keeping you working hard, why wouldn't you take care of that? You ain't gotta let them go. You just need to do some healing. You absolutely right. You just need to do some healing, because it's not about letting them go. It's not about letting them go at all, because they came into your life to serve a purpose. Whether it was to bring out the healing that you need to get done, or to help heal you. But regardless of what, it's not about letting them go, because they came and served their purpose. It's how you respond to that information that they're giving you, or that side of you that they brought out. That's the real problem, or that's the real challenge. Addressing that, whatever it is that they brought out of you, addressing it head on, and not blaming them for that. I can easily, and we easily do this, like, put the blame on our exes, like, oh, they hurt me, they did this to me, they cheated on me, they did all of that. Okay. But what you do? What did you do? Not to them, but what did you do in general? Like, when they cheated, did you stay? When they hurt you, did you just brush it under a rug and didn't tell them, or you stayed in that energy? What did you do in response to that? Because that's what you can control, and that's what you can control and what you can heal through, because you can't help what nobody else do. You can't control other people. How they respond and what people do to you is not your problem. How you respond to them is your problem. You gonna get there. That's the start. Acknowledging it and taking accountability. Taking accountability. Taking accountability. Because that's one thing too. And this is something that I had to ask myself the same question. Like, every time I talk to this nigga, he pissed me off. I don't care how long it's been since we talked and how much I want to talk to him in that moment. We always end up arguing when we get off the phone. Why? Because he the same nigga that he was when we was dealing with each other, and it pisses. You gotta get away from my crackers. Like, get away from my crackers. Right. That be me. That be me. But I found myself, like, I wouldn't necessarily say talking down on him, but I always just be like talking shit to him. Like, bro, you really not shit. Like, I don't care what these other bitches be boosting your head about, because you really not shit. Like, and that's what be pissing him off. Cause I'm like, bruh, you think you that nigga? Like, you not that nigga. You just fuck with some weak bitches, but you really not that nigga. And they be pissing him off. And he be like, that's your opinion. Don't nobody else say that. That's your opinion. And you're right. That is my opinion. It is. But at the same time, it's my opinion because it's my experience to you. Exactly. And no. See, when my ex is not, he don't be the devil. Because he never disrespected me. He just don't value me. And that's what pisses me off. Like, he's never disrespected me. But he doesn't value me at all. And that be my problem. Like, because I had to realize, like, I'm sitting up here waiting for this nigga to give me an apology. I'm waiting for this nigga to acknowledge what I dealt with him. Like, nigga, you not about to act like I ain't put you on some shit. You ain't about to act like I wasn't taking care of you. You not about to do that. Because you have not once acknowledged that. And here I am looking for an apology or, some type of sympathy, or just for you to simply be aware of it. Because I don't want an apology. He apologized a million times. I'm like, I don't even want your apology. I want you to be aware of what the fuck you did in that time. That's all I'm asking for. And then I had to check myself, like, he don't owe me that. He don't owe me that. He don't owe me that at all. Yep. Those be the worst ones. Those be the worst fucking ones. That's, ugh. And that's the other ex that I was saying in the beginning. I don't know if you was watching from the beginning, but that's my other ex. Like, blame me for everything. I don't care what we go through. Like, he blame me for everything. Here, now go. Bye. And I hate it. I'm just like, I just laughed at it when we was dating. Like, I just laughed because I'm like, you really are crazy. Like, To the point where I was asking him, I was telling him that I would pay for him to go to counseling. Like, seriously, I was like, bro, that's the only way we can stay together. If you agree to go to counseling, I'll pay for it. But that's the only way we can stay together. And that's why we broke up, because he wouldn't go. Girl. Set them boundaries up. Set them boundaries up. Trust me. Because if you don't, I promise you, he already look at you like, that's baby moms, that's always gonna be my pussy. That's just how niggas think. But I ain't got no kids, and niggas be looking at me like that, and I'm just like, bruh, I am not yours. This is not yours. Like, this been not yours for a long ass time. Like, stop playing with me. Stop. They really be on it, like, bro, like, relax. I am not your girl. And they do not be caring. And I'm like, it's not my job to make sure that you're faithful in your relationship by any means necessary. It's not my job. But at the same time, I want you to be a better man. So I try not to indulge in your bullshit, because I'm like, bro, like, I know you better than this. Exactly. Accountability. That's why I said set some boundaries up. Like, why I can't never eat nothing by myself? Don't lick your lips. But it's cool. We gonna get through all that shit. We gonna get over it, past it, under it if we need to. But it's not to, especially the fact that that's your kid's father. It's not gonna be nothing as it's like it's not avoidable. Like, you have to deal with him. So it's just about him, you putting him in his place and standing 10 toes on that. Because if you know that, yeah, if you know that it ain't nothing there that serves you, your higher self, it ain't nothing that's benefiting you from that relationship for even indulging in it. If it's not about your baby, what we got to talk about. Niggas gonna try their luck. They gonna always try their luck. But you hold the key to any access that he can get.